Bringing America first to Davos. President Trump headed here to the World Economic Forum tonight. The president firing back at Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer last night for offering, then rescinding, a deal to support border wall funding in exchange for legal protections for illegal immigrants brought to the United States as children. The president tweeted this last night. Crying Chuck Schumer fully understands, especially after his humiliating defeat, that if there is no wall, there is no DACA. We must have safety and security together with a strong military for our great people. Joining me right now here in Davos is the Homeland Security Secretary, Kirstjen Nielsen. Secretary, it's great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us. You know, let's talk about immigration. Kick us off here. Explain the wall. Tell us why the wall is important for security, not just a talking point, but actual security.
Sure. No, I appreciate that. The wall itself is a system. So when we talk about the wall, I really mean the system. So it's infrastructure, which is some sort of physical structure, but it's also the personnel and the technology that go with it. So we need all three together to get the security. And I think what we've seen in the United States, we have examples in Yuma, in Arizona, in San Diego, in California. When we've put up a wall system, we've actually decreased illegal border crossings by 95%. So we have evidence it works. There are certain places on the border where we need this. We've worked very closely with state and locals when we can. We try to find a dual use. So we're looking at levees, for example. So we have the dual use of security and then helping the community not flood.
So what's your response to what Senator Schumer says? Now he's withdrawing the immigration offer. I mean, I know that I've heard Schumer and others talk about the need for security, border security, in the past, and yet last night he changed his tune.
Well, I can't speak to why he changed his tune. It's a bit confusing to me as well. As you know, he's voted for the Secure Fence Act in the past, as have many of the Democrats. So it's really a bipartisan issue. It's a clear need in our country. We've agreed to it as one of the 4 pillars for discussion. So hopefully we come back around and can move forward in our discussions.
What is the state of security today? You've got a lot on your plate, from actual border situations to cyber. So can you give us a status check in terms of America and its homeland security?
Absolutely. So I think what we're seeing is terrorists, nation states, weather across the board are changing their tune. So what we need to do is we need to continue to evolve and make sure that we can meet the incoming and changing threats. And that's why I'm here today. So we need to do that in partnership. There's not one entity that has all the resources and capabilities to address any of these threats alone. So we have to look at it from a international domestic, from a public-private, and certainly within the U.S. government, a whole-of-government approach to address these threats.
So what are the threats? Is it transnational gangs? Is it drug lords? Who's coming across the border?
We do have a large TCO problem. Yes, we do. So transnational criminal organizations smuggle all things. They smuggle people. They smuggle drugs. They can smuggle weapons. So we work very closely with our partners to the south and within the international community to try to combat that. But we need to do more within the U.S., not only stopping them at the border, but frankly, I need the ability to be able to remove them once I do stop them at the border. And that's part of our discussions right now with Congress.
How much an issue is homegrown terrorism at this point? We've seen that, obviously, people getting inspired by ISIS. Where are we on that?
Well, terrorist use of the internet is the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about that. We do see them inspiring. We see them recruiting. We see them financing over the internet. That is something that we're working with companies here today in Davos to further that discussion. It is a problem. So we need to understand not only what causes one to become radicalized, but if there's a way to take them off that path and give them perhaps a more constructive way forward. So sort of different parts of the process that we're working on.
Yeah, I thought it was really fascinating that even with the government shutdown, the U.S. was able to kill 150 ISIS fighters in Syria due to the airstrikes there. Extraordinary.
Yes, and we must continue to remove their safe haven. That's a very important step. Secretary Mattis, if he were here, he would tell you and thank the troops for what they have done and all of our military. But what we as Homeland Security now need to do is make sure that they don't, as they fall apart, if you will, if they don't have that safe haven, that they don't come to the United States. So we're working with international partners to increase that screening to make sure that the terrorists don't come into the United States. You know, we released a report last week. We meet 7 terrorists a day trying to come to our country legally. They're on the terrorist watch list. So it's an ongoing problem. We need to make sure that we have the tools that we need to keep them out of our country.
So what do you need to do that effectively? I mean, we're having this debate over funding for the border wall, but also funding in general for the military, as the Democrats want. what they want in terms of DACA. Tell us the needs in terms of Homeland Security.
Yeah, some of it, as you say, is funding. I think we've been very clear. We have a very clear proposal with respect to the wall system, where that would go and how that would work. But I also need the ability to promptly remove those that I stop at the border. And this is where I'm confused, because this is border security. If I stop 20 people at the border, but I have to let them into the country, that's not border security. So we need to work with Congress to close those loopholes that have evolved over time through the courts, so that if someone comes and they don't have any legal right, they don't have any other claim, for example, such as asylum, I need the ability to be able to remove them at that point at the border. Then we don't have an interior problem.
So in other words, people coming to the border, you can't just send them right back.
No, ma'am.
Why?
There's a lot of court cases, to be honest. It's just the way that the courts have evolved. You find a very sympathetic case, and then unfortunately law is made around that case. The exception becomes the rule, and suddenly the rule is the exception, meaning I can't stop anyone. So we've given those proposals to Congress, and I'm very hopeful that we can make the case that is border security. It's not interior security. It's not immigration enforcement. It is border security right there at the border.
And what do you want to see from corporate America? I mean, companies, in terms of verifying, e-verifying, who's working for that company? I mean, are there a lot of stories of companies hiding illegals?
I don't know about a lot of stories, but we do unfortunately see bad actors. We do see companies who consistently and persistently violate our laws. We'll have to work on that. As you've seen with 7-Eleven recently, that has been a problem in the past. We noticed them, and so then we had to take enforcement action against the company at the company level. E-Verify, as you know right now, is a voluntary program. It enables you to assure that who you are hiring has a legal right to work in the United States. We encourage all employers to use it, but if you are purposely evading our laws, we will prosecute. We do need to enforce our laws.
Even sanctuary cities? I mean, I find it extraordinary that California can just get away with being a sanctuary city and just blowing off the federal law.
Yeah, you know what I find really disturbing about that is I can't find anyone who would tell me they don't want the criminals out. So this is where I get very confused. What at the heart of this discussion is with sanctuary cities is I can go get a criminal, my folks can go get a criminal in jail, which is a safe area, it's a controlled area. They can pick that person up, they can detain them for federal purposes on the way out to be deported. If a so-called sanctuary city lets that person out into the community, my officials are then forced to go into the community, which puts everyone at risk, not just my officers, but frankly the immigrant community as well. So I get very confused when people talk about sanctuary city. It's a sanctuary for criminals. It's not a sanctuary for immigrants. So we need to really work with cities to make sure that we can understand the safest way to do this is to remove the criminals in a controlled environment.
So is there an accountability? Should a city not remove those criminals?
Well, in my opinion, they should work with ICE and let ICE come and pick them up. And by the way, we're not asking them to do anything special. Just if you're going to release someone 40 hours before you do, let us know. We'll come get them. If we can't get them, we can't get them, but we would like to try. We'd like the ability to be able to take them in that controlled way so that we can then put them into proceedings.